Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Food, Wine, and Whiskey in Your Own Backyard. I'm Rob, your host, and today we're going to be talking about local restaurants and supporting local restaurants. And I'm going to talk about restaurants in my area. I'm in Katy, Texas, just outside Houston. I'm going to talk a little bit about the restaurants that I've enjoyed, prior to this, going and visiting, and what me and my family are doing as far as still trying to get out and support these restaurants while we can. For you guys in your own backyard, wherever that might be, hopefully you're doing the same thing. I think most of the country is, doing that, and it's really tough times for a lot of people right now. But if you have the ability, you still have your job, you're still working, and you're able to go out and support restaurants and local places in general, whether it's a local farmers market that's still going on. I know we still have some of those going on here in the Katy area. It could be your local wine shop, your local liquor stores, these small type businesses that our communities appreciate them being here. And, we absolutely want to continue to support them as much as we can until we get back to, air quotes, some kind of normal life, right? So I think no matter where you are, going out and supporting the local restaurants in your community is a huge part of making sure they're going to be around after all this is over, so we can go out and have those good times again. It's crazy, the world we're living in right now, what's going on. I'm 51 years old. I never thought I'd see anything like this. Never even dreamed that, I would live in a time where you would see, especially with technology and everything that we have in today's world, I never thought I'd see where the whole world at the same time, at one point in time, is closed down. Everybody is shut down. It's just nuts. And, it's new for everybody. I don't think there's any generation alive that's seen something similar to this. So it's new ground for all of us, and trying to deal with it from a physical, not being able to get out and go and do things, but a mental as well. I mean, it's just nuts. Thank God we live in a world where we have some technology and we're able to, do a FaceTime or do a Zoom call. I know our family, we are getting together with every Saturday night and doing a game night with the rest of our family around the state of Texas. They live in different parts of the state, and we're all getting on Zoom and doing a little family game night, and it's been a lot of fun. It's something we look forward to every Saturday night. So being able to do things like that is really, really cool. So hopefully everybody's taking advantage of that. And the way I see Zoom going and other platforms, I think it is. I think everybody's doing that. Go out and try to buy a camera right now for your computer or for your phone, a webcam. You can't find one, man. I thought, I'm going to throw a webcam on my TV so we can start doing it through there instead of trying to do it through the laptop or something like that. And you can't, man. They're gone. So it's booming with that kind of technology, and thank God it's available, and we're all able to kind of have a little bit of interaction with our friends and our family and still do that. But we're not able to go out, and as humans, man, we like to go out and socialize. I know I'm that way. I like to have people over or go out, and without being able to get that, in front of each other FaceTime at restaurants, we need to still support them by ordering food from them. I mean, we see in our area, a lot of the local restaurants are in our groups, because they're kind of food-related type of groups that we have out here. And, they're still promoting themselves. They're doing some really cool things and trying to entice us to come get food. They're cutting things. They're giving us extras and all kinds of cool stuff. And, we absolutely need to go support them. And I think, our community of Katy's really doing a good job of that. And, local restaurants in any community, I know when times are good, it's a place that a lot of us go to for our youth sports and ask them for sponsorships and, supporting our team, whether it's baseball or swim team or football or whatever it might be. And these places have always been good about supporting us with things like that. And so I think now, we might only eat out once or twice a week, but we're trying to eat out maybe 3 times a week, maybe sometimes 4 times a week, whether it's lunch, whether it's breakfast, whether it's dinner, just to try to support these places, because we want to make sure they're around when we get through all this and we can go back out and kind of have that social gathering back at their places. And Katy's got some fantastic food places. We live in a community outside Houston that's really, I don't know what it is about Katy. I don't know if this is credit to the Chamber of Commerce or who it's credit to, but the food scene in Katy has boomed in the last 5 years. And, yeah, we've gotten some decent big chain restaurants out here, but that's not what I'm always excited about with Katy and the food scene out here. It's about the local mom and pop kind of places that, when you eat the food, you can tell how good that food is because there's love and passion behind it. And it's fun to go visit those places because you don't feel like you're just, another customer coming in, eating, and then get out. These places really make you feel welcome. You get to know their staff. You become, friendly with them. You get to know the owners and the chefs. And most of the time, the owner and the chef is the same person, which is really cool. And, they're small places, but they create a really cool environment for us to come eat and hang out and be social. And I guarantee you, all of these places, the owners of these places, it's driving them nuts that they can't, look at that. We're getting a phone call. Let's take it. This is Albert calling from LA. Let's see what he's doing. What's going on, Albert? Hold on. Albert, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's going on, my man?
Nothing, just here. So we said because we're
well, hold on. Let me give you a heads up. Yeah, I'm right in the middle of recording a show when you called. My show is about local restaurants and trying to support them. Because it's all going crazy right now. And in Katy, what we're doing. And I said, hey, maybe we'll call some people and see what's going on around the country. And you were on my list, but you're calling me, man. So say hi to everyone, man. You're talking to everybody now.
Hey, everybody. How's it going from California? Here's my buddy. Hold on.
Hello from California.
Is this Sid?
Yeah, how you doing, Rock?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Some patties. Good, brother. Yourself?
Are you cooking?
We're cooking, brother. We're cooking.
What are you cooking? Patties, hamburgers.
We got some kale and what's it, mozzarella? Charbroiled chicken burgers. And then chicken and other stuff.
Look, that sounds like California food, man. Come over here you need to turn into a cowboy and come to Texas where we eat real food, man.
That's what we're talking about, bro. Because we're saying, obviously, unfortunately, because of things that are going on, we've just been making a lot of food at home. We're like, but nobody compares to Rob Clark, his chefness.
That's not true, man. Not at all. But
so last night.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last night, what you made a cake?
Yeah, I made a homemade chocolate cake from scratch. You saw that on the Facebook page?
Yeah, bro. We saw that. And then hold on. And and what was the dinner last night?
So that was chicken marsala. Have you ever had chicken marsala?
See what I'm telling you, Sid? This guy doesn't just eat a hot dog or anything like that. He goes all out.
You got to cook. You got to cook good food. But who the hell eats a chicken hamburger? Tell me what this is again.
Sorry, yeah, bro. You know what? We have to please the wives. So this thing's like no antibiotics. It's organic.
It's California stuff, dude.
Hey, Sid. I thought you were country, man.
Well, I am country, but I got to do my thing too,
But okay, so what you're telling me is you're cooking those for the ladies, and then you got like this big pound burger of 100% Angus beef that's prime that's just going to go on the grill for you and Al, right?
Yeah, it's like a Bronto burger, bro, from the Flintstones. That's what we're gonna have.
Oh, bro, there you go. I like that. Hey, so on my show right now, I'm talking about, we try to support local restaurants out here in Katy. Right. And there's you met, when you came out, Al, you met Chef Martinez over at Essentials Kitchen. And cool place, right? Great food.
Really good. That place was really good, man. I mean, if anybody who's listening to this is in the Katy area, you got to go to that place. I'm from California. So that place right there left me speechless. The food there. Oh, and if you were to ask my wife, of course, that day, if you were to ask my wife about the ceviche that they had, my wife, she's had ceviche from everywhere, and she has not had one like that. She's like, oh, God, I'll come back again.
Yeah, we can't wait to take you there. And Chef Martinez, cool dude, huh? He came and visited with us for, I don't know how long, 45 minutes, an hour or something like that.
And that's something you don't see because, I mean, usually, they're stuck in the back and stuff, but that makes it more, makes it feel at home because they come out. He came out, and we just started talking and stuff, and that's good customer service, and that's good people. That's good people.
Yeah, and you just don't see that in the bigger restaurants. I'm not knocking the bigger restaurants. It's just not it's not my favorite place to go. I love going to these little, and I was just mentioning that before you called, Al, because I love that about the little restaurants that you get to go in, you get to meet these people, become friends, and kind of get to know who they are, and it really makes you appreciate what they're doing a little bit more.
Oh yeah, the hard, because you know that they're doing it out of love for and love and passion for what they do, and that and that says a lot.
Not only that, but they love cooking, but they like seeing me and you smile when we eat their food.
Of course,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, you go there for the food, but I mean, the ambiance and the friendship that's where you come back. Yeah,
that's why you come back. Yeah. So what's going on in LA? I mean, right now in Texas, I was just saying, I think Texas has done a pretty good job of getting out in front of this, and I thought California did a pretty good job too. I don't hear, obviously New York in the States is, just kind of the where it's blown up, and we feel bad for all those people dealing with that out there. But is California doing all right?
You know something? We're doing okay. We're doing good. I mean, thank God for that.
There's that Orange County city, Huntington Beach. They're kind of pushing back a little bit.
Yeah, it was in the news just recently in Huntington Beach. They were protesting, so there was a big gathering of people that were out there without masks and just saying, that it's BS what's going on, this, that, and the other.
Are you serious?
I mean, yeah, just recently. It was us, and it was from California. It was here in Huntington Beach, and also like in Michigan. That was the other ones that made headlines out there.
Wow.
But I mean,
food industry is good out here, though. I mean, the restaurants are going strong.
Are they? Are people supporting the local restaurants and things like that? Like, Al, I think about that fish place, that taco place we go to right up the street from you.
But you know something? They unfortunately they closed.
Are you serious?
They didn't close. They didn't close the business. No. But they just closed. They're not serving right now.
Okay, they just shut it down for now and watching costs. But have they indicated they're going to be back or?
You know something? I haven't, because I haven't gone there lately to see the signs that they have up there. But I'm sure, God willing, once everything starts getting somewhat. So I mean, I don't even know what normal is going to be anymore.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah. So I mean, once everything starts coming back again, little by little, I'm sure they're going to be open again.
Hey, you know what, Rob? Can I give a little shout out to? This is my first time on your podcast, but we want to also say, like, small businesses. I'm sure everywhere, but out here they're also supporting us with masks and like bulk food, and like we're first responders over here in California, and they're helping us. They're providing stuff for us that even sometimes we have a hard time getting through our own resources. But the small businesses and small restaurants are really coming through, man.
That's huge, man. That's great to hear. And people don't understand sometimes. Well, let me tell everybody first. You both are, out there on the front lines. Al, you're LAPD, and Sid, you're with the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, right?
Right.
So you guys are out there, and we appreciate your all service. But yeah, you're exactly right. All the small business. I mean, we've seen here in Houston, there's some local distilleries who have just pumped out some hand sanitizer for hospitals, and then they make so much now they're giving it to people who need it, and people who can afford it, they'll sell it to them. But if you need it, they're going to give it to you. And seeing people do things like that is just cool to see our communities kind of step up for one another and just take care of each other.
And it's something. And it's the way it should always be. I mean that's my thing. Why can't it always be like this? But I understand. Everybody, we all get trapped up in our things and stuff. But like Sid said, we can't find toilet paper. Still can't find it. We have to wait hours in line to get some if we find some. But some of these small business, I don't know how they have their connections. They put it up. They blast it for first responders that they have toilet paper available, that they have hand sanitizer, and that they have the mask, and that's awesome.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, hold on a second, Rob.
Yeah.
Hold on, Rob. Hold on. hold on. We have here Sid's wife, Mariana. Say hi, Mariana.
Hi, Rob. How are you?
Hey, Mariana, I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Trying to make the best of the situation.
I know, it sucks, doesn't it? It sucks for everybody.
Yeah, it sure does. I think they should call it a day and remove us from this lockdown. Open this country back up.
You're ready to. You've got cabin fever. It sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Did they tell you you're on my podcast right now?
Yes.
Are you ready to?
Thank you for the warning.
Are you ready to come to Texas?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
So, all the people listening in Texas need to know that you and Sid have never visited Texas. Is that right?
That's correct.
And where are you moving to?
We're gonna go to Waco. It's like next.
Maybe Waco.
But you're moving to Texas.
Well, according to Sid over here.
Well, he's already country, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I got my spurs right here.
I think he's city country.
What does that mean? Tell me what city country is.
It's just different type of dirt, different type of dust. We have smog dust. You guys have like.
Oh, okay,
ranch.
gotcha, Sid.
but it's gonna be fun when we go out there. I mean, that's a good thing. And that's the one thing, brother, with you and that's fine that I hope you don't mind that I say it on the air. But that's, I mean, that it's the friendship that we have. I mean, not only because we're family, but the friendship that you and Sid and Mariana and with you and Sandy. Oh man, we all gelled, and it's great to have family. Well, family. We're family like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everything's going good out there. It sounds like not good. I mean, I'm talking about under the circumstances, right? Under the circumstances, everybody's doing okay. You guys are doing all right. Families are doing. Your mom and dad doing all right?
Yeah, yeah, they're good. They they keep their 6-foot distance inside the house from my mom and dad, and they have the mask on.
You know, we should call your dad right now.
I don't. He'll probably be a shock. He's like he probably won't realize it's us.
Should we try?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we could. Hold on a second, okay?
You're gonna call? Okay, you're gonna call?
I'll call. Yeah, give me a quick sec, okay? Hold on.
This ought to be fun. This is my Theo Betty. He's a character. He is. Gosh, Theo Betty's now probably 87, 88 years old.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know, the line's busy. So
is it busy?
Yeah, the line's busy. They don't believe in call waiting. They don't believe in call waiting. So he's probably talking to his brother right now, Chewy over there in Texas.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, the audience missed a gem right there, but we will. We need to do a show where we get you, and we call your dad and call Jesse and have a little conversation. That would be nothing but fun, man.
You got it, my brother. Everybody doing okay?
Yeah, everybody's doing good, man. I'm glad you guys are doing good.
Yes, sir. Sure are. No, we just called to say, you know, and the last night we were together too, and we're just hanging out here, and we're like, yeah, Rob would be here with us.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. That would be great. I wish we could be. It's coming, man. Yeah. We're seeing light at the end of the tunnel, so I'm hoping in the next few weeks. Because
you got it, brother.
You know, Sid said he's coming to Texas right when this is all over, so I'm looking forward to that.
I'm going, Bob. I'm going. I want to see what Texas is all about. A lot of my buddies have come and recently have gone to Houston, like right before the virus broke out, and they love it. So I want to go.
Well, we're going to show you a good time when you come, Sid. You're going to be like, hey, honey, just call a moving company, go get our stuff. We don't even need to go back.
Exactly what I was thinking. They don't need me, man. They've got a lot of guys over here.
That's right. We need you over here. It's a big state. Well, I guess California's pretty big too. Well, hey guys, man, I appreciate it. What time's dinner going to be ready?
It's in the next couple minutes, my brother.
Hey, aren't you guys glad I told you we were on the show before I let you start doing some of the stuff we say and do?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But hey, I'll call you in just a little while so we can have that conversation, okay?
Hey, you got it, my brother. I'll talk to you later,
man. Talk to you later.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Later, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
That's fun. That was kind of, he was on my list to call, Albert, and he's with his neighbor, Sid. They live right next door to each other. That was kind of fun. So glad everybody in California is doing pretty cool. Man, crazy. You can see how everybody's getting that cabin fever and wanting to get out, and him talking about Orange County over there. But I'm glad to hear that, people are local businesses are helping each other out. And he says, everybody's supporting the local restaurants. They're still open and doing their thing. So I think that's kind of a theme that's going around, everywhere, that everybody's trying to do that. So I think that's great, man. Really, really cool. Edmund was trying to call me. It's somebody I wanted to talk to. Edmund's from South Africa. Let's see how shocked he is I got him on the show. Yep, he was calling in while I was talking to Al, and now he's probably put his phone down and went to doing something else.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Edmund, how are you?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Hey,
how you doing?
You're on my show, man. You're on the podcast.
You are?
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast on supporting local restaurants and talking about some of my favorite. You were calling in and I was on another line with my cousin out in L.A. talking about how they're supporting local restaurants and things like that. We were chatting real quick, and I said, well, let me call Edmund back now and just chat with him a little bit about it. You cool with that?
Great. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't have a lot of time, but I can absolutely contribute. Obviously, local restaurants is very important to us.
Yeah.
We love to support. Go ahead.
I was going to say, give me a few of the local restaurants here in Katy. You're in Katy with me. People are going to hear your accent and think that you're somewhere else, but you're not. You're in Katy. You're from South Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been living in this country for 18 years, so I definitely love the local cuisine. I lived in Chicago for 70 years, and since then moved down here to Texas. So we love the Texas, anything Texas barbecue and all that. So in terms of restaurants, we have quite a
I was talking
a lot
about
of variety.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, is how diverse it is here. I mean, you think about a suburb of Houston, Katy, we have a great food scene, man. We got some really cool restaurants that, are just very diverse. I mean, you think of any kind of cuisine and it's probably here, and it's probably made, really, really good. They probably do a really good job of making it.
Absolutely. And, think of Texas, you always think of Tex-Mex and that, but they have very fantastic Indian restaurants. They've got Italian restaurants. They've got, sushi, Japanese, Chinese cuisine, you name it. I mean, it's very metropolitan. You can find just about anything, and it's high quality food. And, it's the whole COVID pandemic. Everything is still available for curbside pickup or delivery. So it's really, we've been very blessed with the cuisine that's available to us.
And that was my big point earlier, was saying that, the point of this is to, maybe we'll mention a few restaurants that listeners hadn't been to, didn't know about, and maybe it'll entice them to go out and try these places, because there's some really good places in Houston. I talked about Essentials Kitchen, which is one of my favorites before Al called in, but I think I know what your favorite might be. What's your favorite restaurant in Katy?
Well, I mean, I happen to live here in Pinewell Ranch, which is on the west side of 99, and Deer Biryani and Kebab. That's a favorite Indian restaurant that opened up here a few years back. The local, great selection of Indian cuisine, from spicy to mild, vegetarian to all sorts of things. And they've got a fantastic whiskey selection, which lately they've offered pickup as well. They've got a bunch of specials going. So yeah, we just love them.
I knew you were going to say that, because it's one of my favorites as well, and you're the one who introduced me to that place. And yeah, they do. They got some fantastic food. Flavors are phenomenal, and a lot of people think, some people think when you talk about Indian food that it's going to be very, a lot of curry. Their cuisine's not that way. I don't know how I would describe it, because I'm not, well versed in Indian food, but it's just not heavy curry. It's just got some really cool, really good flavors. Can you describe it better than that? How would you describe it?
Absolutely. People think of Indian is spicy, and it's when you think of your mind of spicy, it's hot spicy. They have a lot of flavorful spicy, and they've got a wide variety from mild to medium. If you want hot, you get the vindaloo, you get the fall chicken wings, which is amazing, and it's got a nice kick to it as well. But it caters for everybody across the, I would say, palate spectrum. As far as heat sensitivity, you can get all and spicy is, for me, it's not all about heat. It's all about the flavor, and they really have that as well. It's a great atmosphere. As I said, they've got great wines, whiskey, and bourbon, which haven't seen in our community, and they've really built up and tried to cater for the local community as far as the bourbon and whiskey connoisseurs.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. And I think it was probably the whiskey that drew you there first. It was whiskey that drew me there first. I saw the selection that they had and went, holy cow. And then when you're there, you just
Correct.
Let's try the food. And you go, holy cow, food's really good too. And then it becomes just kind of a regular place to go hang out.
Absolutely. And, it's just one of those restaurants, and it's not just them. All the locals, like Essential, you can pick any restaurant. They're just willing to work with you. I mean, it's just whether if I take, all the restaurants, they're willing to work with you. If you don't like what they're offering, they're willing to adjust those. Da Vinci's is another fantastic restaurant, and, we've always gone there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and always gone there, and one of the things they say, if we don't have it, we'll make it for you. If you have a gluten intolerance or you have a dairy intolerance, we'll accommodate our menu for you. So it's really one thing that I picked up about the restaurants around here, that they are very accommodating. It's not one of these mainline restaurants that just put it on you, in front of you, and just take it or leave it. They are very accommodating.
With the asterisk and down at the bottom where it says no substitutes. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. That's a great point, Edmund, because it's one of the things I absolutely love about the local restaurants here in the Katy area, that, almost all of them, to your point, work with you. If they make a dish and you don't like it quite that way, you'd like to substitute maybe the protein or whatever it might be, man, they are more than happy to do that. It seems like their biggest thing is they want to make sure that you leave happy and satisfied and wanting to come back, right?
Exactly. So, again, a couple of restaurants I want to call out is Little V's, which is, again, it's just around the corner. Their sandwiches, there's lemongrass chicken sandwiches is just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to point that out.
Yes, that's a
and
great
then, right next to it is Shark Wagon. Fantastic. It's southern, great smoked ribs. The chicken, everything is just incredible.
And it's a cool little, when we can finally go back and dine in, he's got a cool setup in there.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to dine in or take out, you go inside. It looks like you're sitting in a chuck wagon, literally.
Yeah, it's really cool. Hasim does a great job over there.
Yeah, supporting them right from the beginning. And it's one of those things, again, they accommodate you. If it's anything that you want to change, whether it's this or whatever. So it's all about taking care of the customer. And that's really what strikes me about the local restaurants. And that puts them above any of the other chain restaurants, which, again, I'm not putting them down or anything, but the local small restaurants that family owned, they really go out of their way to make sure the customers first.
Yeah, and I was just talking about how we really, as a community, and I think we're doing a really good job of that, Edmund, of supporting them and getting back out and making sure during this tough time that, we want those places to be around when this is all done, so we can go back out and have dinner together and hang out there, get out of the house. So
for sure,
before I let you go, I gotta, I know what's you and your family, your favorite pizza joint in Katy.
Pizza joint. There's a few of them. It's hard to pick. Little Paulie's down the road again. They are on 1463, and then Grimaldi's. Grimaldi's is just a fantastic pizza place as well. Yeah, so it's a few of those, and the Little Paulie's, they've really been accommodating as well. My wife and my daughter is gluten intolerant, so first time we went there about a year ago, and we sat down, and they gluten-free pizzas are not really easy to find, and they have a fantastic cauliflower crust one, and they're very accommodating. They made it and came out nice and crispy. So everybody out there that has gluten intolerance, I would highly recommend Little Polly's. That's as a gluten-free crust.
So is that I don't know Little Polly's. I know Big Polly's Pizza. Is that like a second location?
Sorry, Big Polly's.
Okay, it is. I thought maybe they opened up another location and I didn't, a different name. Big Polly's, yeah.
My apologies, I misspoke.
No.
So, they're in 4663. So.
Yeah, they got great sandwiches. They do a whole bunch of cool stuff. Well, hey, Edmund, appreciate it, man.
That sounds good.
All right, man.
All of the best.
Talk to you later.
Have a great Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay. So, yeah, Edmund mentioned some really cool places, which are some of our favorites on my list. Actually, I'm lying. I forgot about Little V's. We actually just went there with them about maybe a month ago, just before all this kind of kicked off the way it is, and hadn't been there for a while, my wife and I. It's not necessarily close to our house, so it's not a place we go to as often. But when we do go, man, it's a really good place, a little Vietnamese place that does really good sandwiches, like he said, and has some fantastic Vietnamese dinner dishes that are, the lemongrass chicken and the lemongrass beef, and all of those different dishes are really, really good. So if you live over on the west side of, Cinco Ranch, over off 1463, Little V's is definitely a place to go check out. And Wasim over at Chuck Wagon, man, he cooks some good barbecue. He makes some fantastic burgers. It's right next door. So again, if you're in that area, go hit him up, man. He will appreciate the business, and he serves some fantastic food as well. One of them over here by me is Papa Gyros, and this is owned by Christos, and Chris does a fantastic job. This is I didn't know what it was. It's right by my house, and when it first opened, I didn't go for a while. I just wasn't sure. It was like a Papa Gyros. I'm figuring, okay, it's a Greek place, but it's in a gas station. Why is it in a gas station? Kind of threw me off. Or not in a gas station, but attached to a gas station. And I kind of started hearing people go there, and shame on me for not, just going and checking it out before I kind of judged them like that. But turns out this is a typical type of place up in the Detroit area, that Greek diners are kind of all over the place like this. And Chris, is from that area. And when he came down to Texas and worked for a while, he decided he wanted to open a Greek diner that kind of was like what he had at home. And so that's what he did. And man, they've got, obviously their gyros are just fantastic, but he makes some of the best hot dogs. When we talk hot dogs, we're talking about, the world famous type of hot dogs, whether it's a Detroit dog, a Coney Island dog, a Chicago dog, so all these really good hot dogs he makes. And I mean, you will think you're back at those places. You'll think if you're eating a Chicago dog, you're back in Chi-Town. He just does that good a job. All of his Greek foods are awesome. He is Greek, so he should be able to cook Greek food, right? And he does really, really well. His Greek desserts are out of this world. Fantastic. Papa Gyros is a place that's not open on Sundays, but any other day of the week, go by and see Chris, man. He would love to meet you, love to see you. And I guarantee you order some food, you're not going to be disappointed. Really, really good food. I did miss out on mentioning one other thing that he does really, really well. If you think about, Chicago, and you think about that Italian beef sandwich, he does one of those that's just awesome. And, he does it the same way like in Chicago. You can get it wet or you can get it dry. And, I'm getting it wet kind of guy. I mean, I just love getting that Italian beef dipped, and it's just fantastic. So go check out Papa Gyros. Another restaurant that my wife and I really enjoy that's in Katy, up on Mason. It's a store, farm to table. And the chef owner up here does just a fantastic job. It's a fusion of South American food, South African food. He does some South African chicken wings, the peri-peri wings that are just, if you like heat, you're going to like this place. But again, you hear me saying the same thing over and over again about, environment and comfortable and friendly. And, that's just part of the experience, but he does the same thing, man. He creates an environment that's just really cool, friendly, inviting, and going in and having a meal there is just like, like you're going into somebody's, a friend of yours' kitchen, and you're having dinner at their house. He treats you that way. And all these places out here in Katy that are these locally owned restaurants do the same thing. So it's really a great place to go. One place that I wish I could say go check out because they're open, but they're not. They've shut down during this. Is a Chinese place called Duck and Bao. But when they open back up after this is over, we definitely need to get back out and support them again because Duck and Bao quickly became not only my favorite or one of my favorites, but I think the community really got into it really quick because they were doing some authentic Chinese Peking duck and also Chinese bao, which is like it is a soup dumpling. And those were the two specialty dishes, but across their menu, they had some fantastic food. So once this is done, definitely need to get back out and support Duck and Bao. But another Asian place that has a couple locations here in Katy that does some outstanding food and a fun place to visit. There's one location over here not too far from my house, Tiger Noodle House. I think he has maybe 3 locations. I know he has 2 for sure, but for some reason I'm thinking he might have a 3rd location out here in Katy. If you haven't been to Tiger Noodle House, if you like Asian food, he's absolutely a place to go check out and hit up for sure. Barbecue places, you heard Al talking about, and Edmund talking about when you come to Texas, you eat a lot of barbecue. I think it was Edmund who actually said that, not Al. Two places that I want to mention that you need to go check out and hit up are Brett's Barbecue, which is up here on the corner of Mason and Kingsland. Brett's has been open, I guess, maybe a little over a year and a half, maybe a little longer than that, but for about a year I've known, he's really been recognized for cooking some fantastic barbecue. So definitely get up there and get some takeout from him. Check out, he's got everything you want. His mac and cheese is fantastic. Really good, authentic Texas barbecue. And then, track down Big Daddy's Barbecue. This is Big Daddy Duncan. He does some fantastic barbecue, but he's creative too, man. He comes up with some really cool barbecue dishes, fusions of some other ingredients and things, puts together some fun stuff. So, and I say track him down because he's kind of got a food truck and he's getting ready to open a shop, but I think I don't think it's open yet, but track him down because he's moving around. He's still posting on Facebook. He's still posting on, I believe, Twitter on where he's at. But see where he's at. Go hit him up, man. He makes some great food, and definitely worth trying. If you're into barbecue and then you want to try some kind of, I'll call it elevated barbecue, he's definitely somebody you want to hit up. And then we start talking about, food places in a new area out here in Katy I call it Katy Asian Town. I think that's actually what it's called, Katy Asian Town. And they've got all kinds of Asian restaurants that are in this area. It's anchored by a Korean restaurant called, that is actually Edmund texted me, and maybe I'm wrong. I called that Big Paulie's. I think it's called Little Paulie's Pizza. He's telling me I might be wrong. Uh-oh. Well, let me check it out. I haven't been there, but I've heard great things about it, so it was on my list. But anyway, H-Town is a grocery store that is a Asian grocery store, and they have some of the best produce, best seafood, beefs, but their produce is out of this world. When you talking about Asian food, they have a lot of those they have a lot of those vegetables and different types of fruits and that produce that isn't, call it typical, that you don't think about finding on a regular basis. You need that unique type of root or whatever it might be. Typically it's there, man. They've got just a wide arrangement of produce there. But all around this place, and even in this huge grocery store, in the grocery store, there's probably 10 to 12, maybe not that many, 6 to 8 restaurants that are in there that are Asian type restaurants. And it might be Korean food. It might be Japanese food. It might be Chinese food. It could be, a variety of types of Asian food, which are fantastic. And then when you come out of the grocery store, there's probably another 10 to 12 different restaurants in that area, along with some bakeries, along with some dessert places. So definitely, if you haven't been to H Mart and Katy Asian Town, if you like Asian food, definitely get over there and check that place out. There's some fantastic flavors over there. So a fun place to go. Pizza places, you heard me mention it to Edmund about his favorite pizza place in the Katy area. And he mentioned Big Paulie's. And I've heard nothing but good things from Big Paulie's. I really, again, it's not on my side of town, so it's not a place that I'm going to go to on a regular basis, but I still need to get over there and check it out because it's supposed to be really, really good. I know they're known for having great sandwiches. They're known for having great pizza, got really good salads, all that in a pizza place. So it's always nice to have choices when you go to a local place, and they're one that does that. But I want to call another friend, and let's see if we can get him on the phone and talk about 2 or 3 of his favorite places to eat locally, because I know he is absolutely supporting local restaurants. He was in the restaurant business for about 20 years. So let me give him a call. Calling Chris Chambers.
Hello.
What's going on, man?
What are you doing?
Recording a podcast. You're on the show.
Huh?
Recording a podcast. You're on the show.
Oh, okay.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Doing a show on, supporting local restaurants. And, I think Katie's doing a pretty good job, the community, of getting out and supporting some places. But just talking to some friends around the country and locally about places they're supporting, in their own neighborhoods. And I know you and Terry do a really good job of that. And I'm trying to think of my favorite places to go. And I've talked about a couple, but where are you guys supporting?
We actually picked up Da Vinci tonight.
Da Vinci.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. I haven't talked about them much yet. And I saw the Facebook, what he's doing for a takeout, because, obviously can't go eat there. Tell people what you get there, man. For this guy's giving a deal.
Oh, it's $13.95 for a 3-course meal.
And when we say 3-course meal, so that means you get a full appetizer, which is a soup, a salad. I forget what else. He had a couple other things on there too.
Yeah, we got lobster bisque and then salad. I think minestrone soup is the other one.
Okay.
And then you can choose an entree.
Which are, I think these are more, your traditional Italian type entrees. They're nothing, super fancy or anything, but they're really good. Correct. I mean, you're talking about lasagna. You're talking about a spaghetti bolognese, a chicken gorgonzola, I think was on there, right? Something like that.
Brother had tonight. He had the chicken gorgonzola penne pasta. I had the eggplant parm.
Nice. And then you get a dessert too.
You get a dessert. It's either tiramisu, cheesecake, chocolate mousse, and Italian cream cake. And
$13.95 a person to get all 3 of those.
Yep. And then the girls bought 2 bottles of wine for $10 each. Pinot Grigio and La Marca Prosecco.
And you can't beat that.
No.
I mean, that lobster bisque is worth $13 by itself.
Yeah, I mean, we fed 7 people, 3-course meal, with the bread and all the trimmings that they give you, and 2 bottles of wine for $120.
Jeez, you can't beat that.
Yeah, no.
Did you say is Jordan overeating with you?
Yeah, they Jordan and Allie came over.
Nice, cool. Jordan was a lot of fun, man. He got on the last couple of wine tastings we did.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah,
he enjoyed it.
Fun to have him and Allie on there. Well, what's another couple of favorite places you like to go visit? I know which one of them you're going to say. I think I already talked about it, but go ahead.
Papa Euros.
Yeah. I mentioned that.
Let me see. What
do you like about Chris's place? What do you like about Papa Euros?
Just the broad menu that he has. I mean, the regular Euros, the chicken Euro plate. I mean, those are my go-tos.
I mentioned his hot dogs and Italian beef too. I mean, they're all.
Oh
fantastic.
yeah,
the Italian beef is as authentic as you can get with the pot peppers and or the jardinere that goes on top. The Detroit dog with the the Flint chili. I think
Yes.
that's his award-winning chili.
Yes.
So that one's phenomenal. But I mean, even for my Brendan, my older son, I mean, he gets the buffalo chicken gyros. I mean, they got something for everybody.
Yeah, he does. He does a good job of kind of mixing those flavors and creating things that, people from Texas will like, even if they're not, typically liking Greek type of food. But if you're a Greek
Correct.
fan, his Greek dinners are really good too. I mean, really
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Believe it or not, we've done whiskey cake twice so far. We're a big fan of the King Ranch, their Texas King Ranch casserole.
Oh, nice. I didn't know they had that.
Oh my God. And they only do it, I think, once a week. And it feeds like 5 to 7 people. It's big. For $35. And then along with that, they give you the essentials. It comes with the marinated tomatoes that go on top, like marinated olive oil balsamic that goes on top of the casserole.
Wow.
But they give you essentials, which is a gallon of milk, a roll of toilet paper, 15 eggs, a pound of grass-fed butter, and a bag of fresh cut vegetables.
You get that on every to-go order?
Yeah, with every meal, with every time you go.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. That's pretty cool that they're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that and supporting people.
Oh yeah, I mean, but they do. I mean, you can get other things, but like they have a package where you can get steaks to cook and a whole marinated chicken and all that kind of stuff. But we love that ranch casserole. It's phenomenal.
Wow, I didn't even think about whiskey cake, to be honest with you, Chris. See, that's why I wanted to call and get some of these other places. Now, did you get dessert from there? The whiskey cake?
No, we did not get dessert. The whiskey cake is really good, but we did not get the cake. Now, we did get the first time we did this. We kind of overindulged. You pull up and you just order what you want, and they give you. They have half price wine. So I bought a bottle of wine, and then you can get the drink setups. I bought the old fashioned setup. Comes with a small bottle of Maker's 46 and the bitters, and then I got Terry the Paloma package, which is a small tequila, grapefruit sodas, fresh limes, and fresh grapefruit.
Wow,
you can get these little drink mixer kits to take.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they have a list of whatever their wines they have that day, and all the wines are half price. So, I mean, they're about like you would go pay at a grocery store.
Okay, last question before I let you get back to your wine and dinner. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, we've already eaten. We're
okay,
good.
Cool. Your all's favorite pizza joint. If you're gonna order pizza. I know what it used to be, and they're gone. But if you order pizza now, there's so many in Katy. I'm trying to hit them all.
I will say probably my favorite in Katy. We did it the other night. Terry said she had dinner handled, and so I came home and she had ordered Star Pizza.
Yep.
And we went and did a picnic over in the park.
Oh, that's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Take a bottle of wine?
Of course.
Of course. Yeah.
We were the only ones sitting in the park, drinking. They're all doing their little walking and exercising, and we're eating pizza and drinking.
That's pretty funny, man. That's pretty funny. Star Pizza's a good one. I know they're new to Katy. They're not new to Houston.
No, I think there's 3 locations now.
Yeah, they're well known in Houston for making some phenomenal pizza. And I had them for the first time when they moved out here. I guess what's it been, a little over a year ago they came to town, out to Katy?
Yeah.
Something like that. And yeah, You're right. They're fantastic. I love I don't want to call it a deep dish, but it's their take on a deep dish, and it's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, their pizza's good. She also got that, what is it, the goat cheese with the roasted garlic and the sun-dried tomatoes.
That's a good one. That's a good one there.
She had that for us, too.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate it. I just wanted to call you. I knew you'd have some good insight on some good places. Whiskey Cake, man, that was a great one. I didn't even think about that. That's really cool that they're still giving back to the community, a place like that, a restaurant that's kind of, for the most part, running with a skeleton crew, but still giving back to the community with supply packs like that. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Well, go enjoy dinner and that next glass of wine, and I'll talk to you soon.
All righty.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Take care. Bye. Bye.
All right, that was Chris Chambers, man. Chris is a veteran in Katy for a long time, and he knows some good places to eat. And Whiskey Cake's a little bit bigger restaurant. It's not that normal local type of restaurant. But you know what's cool is that when it's a bigger restaurant like that, and they have the budget, you know, they're still giving back to the community, that when you come order food, you can get a survival kit like that. I mean, I think that's awesome. If I'm going to support a big chain place, they're going to be on my list when you see them doing things like that in the community. So that's absolutely awesome. You know, we were talking about, before I called Chris, H-Town, and there's one other place, or H-Mart, not H-Town, H-Mart over there in Katy Asian Town. And one other place over there that I really want to go eat at, and I haven't yet. I follow them on Facebook, and I actually didn't know exactly where they were located. I kept looking it up, and I wasn't familiar with the address. And I went over there and ordered dinner the other night from Katy Asian Town from a place called Donkey Yaki. Donkey Yaki is a Japanese Asian restaurant, which is just fantastic. So it's inside H Mart. If you want some fantastic, look them up, get on their website, Donkey Yaki, fantastic Japanese food. But anyway, as I'm going over there to pick up the food, I noticed Fat Eatery was a place that I'd been seeing all kinds of just gorgeous looking food posted on his social media. And I've been wanting to try that place. So now that I know where it is, I'm definitely going to, but I'm going to tell you all, join me. Go check this place out. I mean, if you get on Facebook, look up Fat Eatery, look at some of the food he's posting of what they're doing. Definitely a place that deserves us to go in and try it at least once. My guess is I'll be going back there frequently, but man, it looks really, really good over in that place. Another place over there is Aji Ramen, is a ramen place, which is fantastic. I do want to mention a couple of burger places. You know, sometimes you just want a really good cheeseburger, hamburger, and two of the places that we really enjoy are, if you go to the west side of town, or if you're over here by, say, Mason and I-10 area, there's a place called Joy Love Burger, which is north of I-10 on Mason, and it's up there on the left. Do a fantastic job. They've just opened a new location kind of over on the west side of Katy, going west over by 1463. And I haven't been to that location. I know it's out there somewhere. I don't know the exact address, but Joy Love Burgers do a great job. They've actually, I think, boomed in the last year and a half, where they've become very, very popular and have opened several locations around the area. So good for them. They're locally owned, I believe. I'm almost certain they're locally owned. I've never heard of them or seen them anywhere else, but they make some fantastic burgers. So definitely check them out. The other place we really like, my wife and I, is in Old Katy. There's Willie's Burgers. And it's a little place just across the street from Katy High School, right there on 90, Old 90. They actually have a pizza place right next door that does a really good job as well. I don't think it's called Willie's Pizza. I'm not sure what the pizza place is called, but Willie's Burgers is fantastic. He makes some really good gourmet type of hamburgers that are just fantastic. The last burger place that me and my son are just huge fans of is Bernie's Burger Bus. And Bernie's Burger Bus came to Katy. He's got, I think, 3 locations and still his food truck in Houston. 2 locations in Houston, I believe, and 1 out here in Katy. And then he still has his food truck, I believe. He was actually on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And no, I'm sorry, not Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. He was on Chopped, and his restaurant got some recognition there. But he makes some fantastic burgers, some fantastic fries out here in Katy in La Centera. He has a location. Really cool, man. You walk in and you got this big school bus built into the space, and it's just pretty cool to see. Somebody's in there working. Usually I think they make milkshakes and French fries. That's the French fry station or something like that in there. It's really, when we can go back out and hang out and sit down and eat, that'll be a cool place to go. But Bernie's Burger Bus makes some great burgers. So if I'm going to recommend 3 really good burgers from local places, it'd be Joy Love Burgers, Willie Burgers, and Bernie's Burger Bus. Do a fantastic job. If you're going to talk about sushi, there's 2 places, and I'm sure there's more in in Katy that are really good, but Land and Sea Sushi has quickly become one of our favorites. Chef Zale up there does a fantastic job, and it's Land and Sea Sushi because it's a fusion of barbecue and sushi. And I know at first you're going, what? That doesn't make any sense, but it works. Believe me. Again, that's what I love about chefs is they get so creative and come up with some things that we would never think to put two things or three things together. And then you try it and you figure out, oh man, they're onto something here. This really works. But he does a great job. He has your traditional sushi, and he's got some traditional, meat plates and brisket and a steak if you want it. So, but if you're into sushi, he's got some great fusion there. He's got your traditional sushi. And it's a cool place to go because a lot of times you run into that, I want sushi, but maybe my wife doesn't like sushi or, vice versa, whatever it might be. One does, one doesn't. Going there, you get the best of both worlds because if somebody doesn't want sushi, fine. He's got all kinds of chicken and beef dishes that he can put together for you. But the person who wants sushi can still get some really good sushi. The other place that I want to talk about is the Tobio sushi. And I never know if I'm saying that right, but Tobio is down in La Centera, and we've been there a few times, and their sushi is just fantastic as well. Now, it's just traditional sushi, but I will say the head sushi chef, we always sit back there at his station and just ask him to get creative. And that's kind of the fun part about going out to these places is, it's okay to be able to see something that they've put together on a menu and say, hey, serve me that dish. But I like to go in and go, okay, make me something you've never made before. Make me something unique and different. Use your creativity. I'm going to pay for it. I want to just see what you got. And he's fantastic at doing that, and he puts together some really good flavors. So definitely go see him over at Tobio Sushi as well in La Centera. That's about, I know another place I want to mention real quick. If you haven't been, a lot of people don't know, we have a really cool wine bar in Katy, Texas called Cellar Door. And Ron owns Cellar Door and does a fantastic job. When it first opened, I don't think I know, he wanted it to be a winery and have a local winery here in Katy, and it didn't work out. So he kind of pivoted and made it a wine bar and created a menu and now has a restaurant and really has some good food, some good charcuterie boards with ahi tuna on there, seared ahi tuna with filet on there and shrimp and all kinds of bacon wrapped dates and all these different things that are on these trays. But he's got, meals too. So, a variety of meals, whether it's seafood or meats and steaks that you want. He's got all kinds of stuff up there. So Cellar Door is a great place to go support as well. Really cool place to hang out. So once all this is done, to be able to go up there and hang out and he's got live music all the time, and it's just a really cool feel because it's like you're in Tuscany in Italy, the way he's designed it on the inside and decorated, and it's just a cool place. So I'm looking forward to when we get past all this going back up there. But for right now, go support Ron. He's not able to sell he is able to sell wine. So he's doing some great sales on wine right now. If you go up and order food, we ordered food, last week, and, went up and saw what he had for sale and bought like 3 bottles of wine as well. He's got some great deals. He's doing like a little sidewalk sale on wine. So Cellar Door is a place definitely go check out and give him some support. He does a really good job. Those are kind of the places I would talk about as far as restaurants in Katy. I do want to mention, sometimes we like to have breakfast food, and breakfast tacos are a favorite here in our house. 2 places that I love that I want to give a little love to are Tacos A Go-Go down by La Centera and Los Bolillos, which is over at Fry and Westheimer, a little bit further east in Katy. But worth the drive to get some really good tacos. Breakfast tacos are my favorite from these 2 places. I have had, lunch and dinner tacos, which they do a fantastic job. But, man, for a breakfast taco, Tacos A Go-Go and Los are my 2 favorites here in Katy. So that kind of leads into, Mexican food too. Man, you're in Texas. Mexican food is a must. And a couple of Mexican places that we're still trying to support. One's right here by our house at Lupe Tortillas. Fantastic. They're doing a great job of having, everything set up for delivery, for catering, for takeout. So they're still serving and open. I know El Jarritos is still open and serving. And I know there's plenty of other, Ray's Mexican over here on Fry is popular. I mean, not on Fry, on Mason. I've seen a lot of people there. Alicia's over by Pin Oak, by the HEB there, is still serving food and doing well. So definitely support your local Mexican restaurants as well. They're locally owned and operated. They put out some fantastic food, and most of them are letting you purchase a really big and really good margarita as well. So you can't go wrong with that. So definitely hit up your Mexican restaurants as well. All right, we have Edward joining us, Edward Ramirez. Edward, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Just hanging in there.
Hey, I appreciate you letting me give you a call and chat with you a little bit about today's show, this episode. Well, first, let me start by saying, Edward, you run what is quickly becoming a pretty large group of Texas foodies. Texas Foodies on the Road is what the group is called. And, I don't want to explain it. Go ahead and tell people what your group is just briefly. We're going to hopefully have you back on. We'll get a little bit more in depth of what you're doing, but just kind of give a brief overview of what your group is.
Yeah, Rob. So essentially it's, Texas is a big state and there's amazing places in every corner of the state. And I don't know them all and there's no way I can find them all. So I'm kind of trying to gather people from all different parts of the state and have them suggest their best places to go dine at and have a beer or have some wine at. So, and that's pretty much the premise of Texas Foodies on the Road.
You guys
is finding those.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just finding those independent places that are gems that probably don't have a huge marketing budget and can't promote themselves. So we need the people to hear it from people's mouth themselves of what is a great place to eat at.
Yeah, and I agree with you, because when you find those places and you discover them and you go in, I mean, the food's awesome and it's always great to go in and enjoy a good meal. But what I really like about those places is, it's kind of eating at a friend's house. The owner is usually the chef, and they do a really good job of making you feel welcome. They what I love about those type of places, or at least from what I see, Edward, is, they're just very accommodating, very flexible on their menu. They allow you to kind of adjust and do things, and just do a really good job of making sure that when you leave, you really had a good experience and you definitely want to come back. I think that's great.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
So this episode, I'm calling you up because we're talking about, just supporting local, and I'm calling friends and family around the country and just kind of, that's kind of the message of today's show. It falls right in line with what your group does, of supporting local restaurants and local everything, small businesses in general, but specifically this episode talking about restaurants. And I know with your group and kind of you getting out and about and eating all over and discovering some of these places, I thought you'd be a great source to have on and talk a little bit about some of the places that, whether it be in Katy or around Houston or around the state, if you can give some, tell us in Texas, what are some of your favorite spots?
All right. Yeah. So for Houston, there's two, I'm not sure what you would call them, kind of hospitality groups.
Okay.
I guess you'd say, where there's there's several restaurants underneath an umbrella of one particular company. So for my all-time favorite for Houston, I have a number one and number two, but that number two is very close to number one.
So it's like a 1A, 1B?
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's the UB, or the Underbelly Hospitality Group, which covers several restaurants, one of them being 1/5. And what that is, it's basically 5 concepts over 5 years in the same building. So they can be a seafood restaurant 1 year, an Italian restaurant 1 year, a Greek restaurant 1 year, and the food is always amazing.
Is that Chris's place?
That's Chris's place.
Yeah.
So including that's the Hay Merchant, UB Preserve, and Georgia James. And for me, UB Preserve, my wife treated me to that. I believe it was my birthday, and I had one of the, I guess, first course of a 11-course meal, and it was this crunchy rice, and that just opened the door for me of like, I need to find out more about food and Chris Shepherd.
When was that?
So That was about maybe 2 years ago.
Okay, so you've dove deep in the
And
last 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, actually, so what kind of sparked all this is I went to Budapest and I was there for 8 months, and I was eating amazing food, fresh, and when I came back, I'm like, I gotta continue to find things like that, and I ended up at UB Preserve, and I just never looked back ever since.
Okay, so that's 1A.
So yeah, so well, actually, yeah, so that's 1A. 1B for me is the Bravery Chef Hall.
Okay, I don't know this
There's
one.
again several restaurants. Yeah. So Felix, I believe he's part owner, or he's the owner of Black Hills Meat Company.
Okay.
And it can't get any fresher than this. So Felix is raising poultry, cattle, all the types of proteins on his farm, bringing it into this Bravery Chef Hall and providing it to the several restaurants that are there, such as the Blind Goat, which is Vietnamese. It's amazing Vietnamese. So I've only had 2 places there. There's about 4 or 5. I don't know all the names, but the 2 that I have were the Blind Goat. And the reason why it's called the Blind Goat is it's Christine Ha. And she won, I believe it was Top Chef, or I think it was Top Chef that she won. Well, she's technically blind. So, and she was the greatest of all time. So that's why it's called the Blind Goat.
Oh, wow.
So interesting concept, amazing Vietnamese food. It's amazing. It's above any other type of Vietnamese food I've ever had.
And
it's
so,
unique, it's fresh, it's refined.
Tell people where these 2 locations are located within Houston.
Yeah, so the UB Preserve restaurants are near the Montrose kind of Westheimer areas.
Okay.
Well, actually, they're all on Westheimer actually, and the Bravery Chef Hall is actually in downtown.
Okay.
It's near the courthouse. So, and it's kind of sad that all this coronavirus is happening, but it's a cool experience to go visit Bravery Chef Hall.
When we can dine in, that's definitely a place to hit up. But right now, you can still do takeout from these places.
Yeah, actually, I just shared a link to support, them recently. They're doing amazing to-go food, and the benefits the proceeds are going to someone who they recently lost. And I just think it's a great deal for amazing restaurant and amazing food. But yeah, they're in downtown. So there's Cherry Block, which is Felix's place, and then there's the Blind Goat, and then there's BOH Pasta and Pizza. So there's a little bit of everything. I believe they have some sushi. They have a wine bar. They have an amazing bar in the back called Secret Garden. It's inside of a greenhouse.
Oh, wow.
And it's a different concept. The drinks are beautiful, and the prices are fairly fair to where you would go to any bar. So why not upscale it for the same price?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it'd be a great date place.
Sounds like it. I've not been there, but I need to definitely hit that up once we get the all clear to go back out and kind of enjoy life again. I'll be looking forward to that.
Right.
So that's Houston. Do you have, around the surrounding areas, any favorite places in some of the other neighborhoods?
I recently ran into Toast out in Sugar Land.
I saw your link on that. That looks like a cool little place.
Yeah, it's really neat. And I went there for it was like 11 in the morning. So it was like I was going to actually an appointment right down the road. And we just said, hey, let's go in here. And it's decorated really nice. They have an extensive menu. We had a huge avocado toast, and with an egg on top and everything. And I just honestly, we were just so hungry, I forgot to take a picture of it, so I never posted it on the Texas Foodies on the Road. But I mean, it's just it's a cool little place. There's a pho place right next to it. It's Bonet. Anyway, but it's a pho place right down the road, right like on the same strip center. That's amazing pho. We have one out here in Katy as well too that I frequent on a regular basis.
Yeah. The toast place I like because typically we talk about lunch and dinner, more dinner places, and I thought that place is really cool because it's breakfast, brunch, and lunch, which those kind of places, we need some more of those locally. We have some of the
I agree.
big brand name ones, but I like the local mom and pop that I like to support those as well.
Yeah, I like that. And, again, I was going to an appointments, but, they have draft beer as well, too. So I was like, that's pretty cool. I'll have to come back and check this out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool place. But yeah, so, I mean, again, Texas Foodies is about different places within Texas. I mean, if we can go extend further outside of, the local area, I mean, there's some pretty cool places happening in Tyler, which honestly, I never even looked at until I kind of started this group. And there's Culture ETX, which is like it's fine dining. The head chef, he was recently on Chopped, and he got to second place. He was so close to winning it. And then there's a new place that just kind of popped up. It's a really small restaurant, but they're killing it. It's called Uncle Jack's
in Tyler.
It's like seafood and yeah.
Wow, very cool.
In the Tyler area, Tyler area. It's called Uncle Jack's. Amazing looking seafood. I can't wait to I can't wait to go up there and visit them. Actually, I had already planned in March to go visit both of these places, but this whole coronavirus thing happened and kind of just shut everything down.
Right. Okay, now I'm going to hit you up in your own backyard in Katy. Do you have a couple favorite spots there?
Yeah, I mean, there's Katy's becoming a mecca, especially Katy Asian Town. I mean, there's Fat Eatery.
Yeah, I talked about Katy Asian Town, which is really cool, and I love that it's anchored by H Mart, which is a fantastic, grocery store for a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. I mean, for a little while we were missing a lot of Asian cuisine, and it seems like with this Katy Asian Town, it seems like it's everywhere now. There's pho restaurants, pretty much. I don't want to say every corner, but it's much more available than it was. I like Little V's.
Little V's is
right
awesome.
Here. Yeah. They were the first Vietnamese restaurant that I knew of in the Katy area, and it was amazing. There's I like Chuck Wagon Barbecue.
Okay.
He has a pretty creative menu. Yeah.
Well, seems a great guy.
He does a pretty creative menu. Yeah. Well, see, I like he does these little special, pop up, I guess, menus or items, and I like to see that. I like to see something new, refined, and just something different. There's just plenty of places.
It's become very diverse out there.
Barbecue.
Yeah, Brett's Barbecue is a great one.
Oh yeah.
Big Daddy's Barbecue is a great one. Track him down in the food truck.
Yep.
Yep.
It's become very diverse. Very good foodie places to visit in Katy.
I'm telling you, we're getting such a food scene out here. I won't be surprised if people from, in the Houston area come out here for some of the food we have. I mean, there's some chefs out here that open some places that are doing some fantastic work. I mean, they're putting out some really great food.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, there's another one. It's a burger joint. It's called Fusion Grill. They used to be a food truck, and now they have a brick and mortar, and they do some amazing. On the flavor scale, it's off the charts.
I haven't heard of that one yet, so I'm glad you mentioned that. I mentioned that.
They do a lot of like Asian and Latin infusion into the burgers. Like it's not your typical burger, it's amazing.
Where's that at?
It's right off Mason.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Fusion
right off Mason. It's right next. There was a Randall. What other restaurant is?
Oh, I know where you're talking about. Right there by Highland Knolls in Mason.
Yes, exactly there.
That's going to be a new Asian shopping mart that they're putting in right there.
Correct.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm hitting everybody up with this final question as well, Edward. There's so many of these places around Katy that I like, or Houston. Your favorite pizza joint, man. If you get a slice of pizza, where do you want to go when you and your family order pizza?
Honestly, I know there's some good. There's a lot of pizza places I want to try. My wife is not a big fan of bread.
Oh, really?
I am. It's my weakness.
Yeah.
But honestly, and there's a place that we both agree on because she loves cheese and I love my carbs and I can deal with the good cheese. But for me, my favorite right now is Daddy-O's pizza.
Okay.
The cheese is like silk. It's like velvet on the tongue, and I hate to describe it that way, but it's amazing cheese. Their garlic cheese, garlic cheese roll, amazing. I mean, you can literally, if you tore that cheese roll apart, you could probably stretch it out like 10 feet before it breaks. It's amazing cheese.
I need to check that place out. So I've seen you and some other places. I've seen Daryl, I think, Darren, last couple of days posting about going there. It looks fantastic. I haven't been there. Where's that located?
So the closest one in Katy is, I can't think of the exit, but it's right off the toll road right there.
So it's down by 1093 down there.
Yeah, but you have to literally get on the toll road.
It's coming like north on Peak, right? On Peak Road?
Yeah, that's exactly. Peak Road is exactly the road it's on.
I remember seeing it there when I exit from coming home. Yeah, okay. I know exactly, right at Peak and 1093. Okay.
Right. I usually go to their Gary Ashford location because it's near the office. So before I even got into this foodies thing, I used to always go there and get their Philly cheesesteak, and it's delicious.
So they make some good sandwiches too.
Yeah, they make some good sandwiches. But honestly, ever since I tried that garlic cheese bread, it's like I don't really try anything else.
I was gonna say you're kind of hooked now.
Yeah.
Well, Edward, man, I appreciate you coming on and giving us some of your insight on some of your favorite places around town. Definitely looking forward to having you come back on the podcast and talk a little bit more about your group and what you're doing and all the cool people that are in there. That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Rob.
You got it, man. Appreciate it.
All right, bud.
All right, let's make another phone call. Let's call a friend of mine, Glenn Burnett, and Glenn's in the foodie page out here in Katy, and he likes to eat at some places. He's actually found some good places I haven't been to, so I need to go check them out and see what his favorites are.
Hello.
What's going on, Glenn?
Hey, Rob, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, you are on Food, Wine, and Whiskey in your own backyard. So just want to give you a heads up that you are being recorded, my man.
Alrighty.
So this episode talking about local restaurants and reaching out to some of my buddies and just kind of seeing what everybody's favorites are. I've got mine and what I've mentioned, but I know that yours might be a little bit different. So I thought it'd be cool to give you a call and see what this whole episode's about, supporting local, going out and making sure these people are around after all this is all over so we can continue to enjoy their establishments and their food and get back in and dine on site. So part of doing that is, getting this takeout now so that we can continue to give them some business. So what you been doing?
Yeah, definitely.
What you been doing with food? Where you been eating?
So it's usually lunches that I'll go grab.
Okay.
During the week. So a lot of Papa Gyros.
Okay, that's been a popular one. Papa Gyros does a great job.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, they really do. The Faux Shack.
Faux Shack. Okay, that's a new one. Where is that, in Katy?
So that one, there's one in Katy over by Costco, and then there's also one down at 99 and 90.
Okay. That's going more towards Sugarland down 99.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Faux Shack. I need to check that one out. That's right up here by my house, and I've not been there. Big fan of pho.
Yeah, it's a pretty good place. I usually go to Faux Ben. That one's down in Sugarland and Missouri City, but they're closed. So Faux Shack's my second.
Okay. Now, you've posted a couple of pictures of a place right down 99, just not even in Sugarland, but at 99 and 59. It's like a little diner place. What's the name of that place again? They got some great looking food.
I'm trying to remember.
It's right by Greatwood, you said, or something like that, right down there.
Oh, sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut. That's what it was. It's called Sauerkraut Grill or something like that?
Yeah, the Sauerkraut Grill. Great guy. Amazing food.
Tell me a little bit about that menu. I've just seen a couple things that you posted, and that alone was enough for me to go, okay, I need to go check that place out. But what else? What do they have there?
Yeah, so they have sort of your typical American fare, burgers, but they have a lot of German food, currywurst. They have some other sausages. Schnitzels, really good. The Jaeger Schnitzel. They have it's called a Screuven. So it's a Reuben. Let me pull it up. It's like a Reuben sandwich with schnitzel on it, if I remember right.
Man, that sounds good. I definitely got to get down there and check that place out for lunch or something here pretty soon.
Yeah, it's delicious. Pulling it up right now.
So if you're going to do dinner, what's a couple of your favorite dinner spots if you and Taryn are going to go pick up something for dinner?
Dinner.
I know you like to cook, but sometimes you order out.
Yeah. Pizza occasionally.
Okay, don't answer that one yet. I'm going to get back to pizza, but go besides pizza.
Yeah. So we had Tasty Buddies the other night. The cheesesteak place.
Well, I don't know that place. That sounds pretty good. Tasty Buddies?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Where's that at?
It's a food truck up. So it's on North Mason.
So it's a food truck. It's stationary, stays in the same spot all the time?
Yeah. It's on the other side of 10, on Mason.
Okay.
And then we would get sauerkraut, Papa Gyros again. I have a problem with them, so I'm there all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure Christos is getting to know you.
Yeah. Yep. And Mexican food. We'll either do like Victor's by us, or we'll go up to Lupe Tortilla.
Okay, Lupe Tortilla is going. Victor's is really good too as well. Have you had Lopez over there by you?
Yeah, I don't think it's as good as the original Lopez.
Okay.
I've tried it twice, and I've been a little disappointed both times.
Okay, well, it is what it is, right? All right, let's do this. Before we talk pizza, can you hold just 1 second?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's try to call Edmund back. He was on earlier, and we had a little fun with the name of his favorite pizza place. See if we can give him a hard time about that. Maybe he's not going to answer.
You have reached the voicemail box of 83.
Well, he is not going to answer. So, hey, Glenn, you there?
Yeah.
I was trying to reach Edmund to give him a hard time about before we talked pizza, have him on with us, but got his voicemail.
Yeah.
So yesterday,
gotcha.
You don't know this yet, but when him and I were talking earlier, I asked him about his favorite pizza place, and he said Little Paulie's. And I was like, Little Paulie's, okay. Yep. And so he talked about it a little bit, and I go, okay, is that related to Big Paulie's? Because I know Big Paulie's. I've never heard of Little Paulie's. Is this like a second location? And he's like, man.
I don't, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, no, I screwed that up. It's called Big Paulie's. So if you saw in our group chat where he put Little Paulie's, that's what he was talking about. I got to call him and give him a hard time, but thought it'd be fun to have him on.
Got you.
He's not answering, man. He's avoiding me. All right, so your favorite pizza place?
I'd probably have to go again with Big Paulie's.
Okay, you've been to Big Paulie's.
Yeah, I've been there once.
I got to go check that out.
Pretty good.
A lot of people are saying that's really good. Another one that's not too far from your house, if you come to the north side of the West Park Toll Road, right there on Peak, it's a new place that opened, I don't know how long, Big Daddy O's?
Daddy O's.
Yeah, have you been there?
Yeah. Okay. I've had takeout from there.
How's that place? Everybody's telling me it's great.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Definitely worth trying.
Yeah. Yep, okay. I would agree.
All right. Anything else you want to shout out to as far as restaurants or anything? I know you like Essentials Kitchen, right?
Yeah, Essentials. pretty good. It's a little bit of a hike for me to get out there.
Yeah, it is. It's a little far for you.
Yeah. BBK is,
Beer, Babini, and Kebab's a favorite.
Out.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we had, just yesterday, we had Midway Barbecue. And
that's a hike for you, too.
It is, but it's
yeah. But it's good barbecue.
Yeah, it is. And then their burgers, like they have a grill, not associated with the meat market. It's inside the meat market. And their grill is really good too.
Cool. I didn't know that. I've been there a couple times just to eat barbecue, but it was kind of an event thing where it was kind of a preset menu, and the barbecue was always good.
Gotcha.
But I've never been there to order. I didn't know they had burgers. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's in the meat market.
Right.
And they'll get barbecue from obviously their barbecue shop, but then they make burgers, and they'll have a burger and a barbecue sandwich sort of hybrid, and they just have some really good stuff.
Cool. All right, man. Anything else you want to shout out about before I let you go?
Yeah, I'm sort of blanking at the moment.
That's all right. There's a lot of good places. How about, let me ask you this. If you had to order dessert, your favorite dessert place, do you have one?
One that stands out from the rest, it's nowhere close to us, but it's Antipasto's in Bel Air.
Oh, really?
It's
say the name again.
Italian Auntie, Auntie.
Antipastos. Okay.
And their tiramisu it's ruined me for any other tiramisu. So that's a benchmark for me.
I asked you the dessert question thinking I knew what your answer was going to be, and I was wrong. I thought you were going to say Proud Pie.
Proud Pie is good for pie.
Yeah.
But the Italian cream cake and the tiramisu at Antipasto's is
pretty good stuff.
Out of this world.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Glenn,
along with the rest of their menu,
everything's good there.
Yeah, everything.
Well,
I haven't had a bad dish.
You have to drive in there and get that for takeout one night. Check that out.
Yeah, and it's not far from Rice, wine and liquor store there.
Yeah, it's a good place to pop in too.
Yep.
Well, Glenn, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for popping on real quick. Kind of caught you off
no problem, man.
Out of the blue, but I just want to pick your brain a little bit on some of your favorite spots around Katy. There's such a good selection of restaurants and diverse places. It's just always kind of fun to hear what other people are going out and tasting and liking. So appreciate it, man.
All right, bud. Take care.
All right, man. Bye.
Cheers.
Hey, that was a lot of fun. I appreciate all my friends letting me call them up and unexpectedly put them on the show and just kind of have a conversation with them about some of our favorite local restaurants in primarily the Katy area, but around Houston, close to Sugar Land, kind of where we all live. It's also great to talk to Al and Sid and get a perspective from a couple guys out in California in the LA area. Really cool to hear that local restaurants, in this tough time are still supporting first responders out there, helping them get necessities that they need to, be able to live at home with their families. So I thought that was really, really cool. I had no idea that those types of small businesses and restaurants and things were doing that. Just shows you how much we support each other as a community as a whole. And I just think that's freaking awesome, man. I really do. I'm sure that those things are going on in the Houston area as well. I know we have great people in the Houston area, great restaurant owners, and just a great community here as well, and across Texas for that matter, across the state. So it's nice to hear some positive stories when we're dealing with things like this. But I want to say thank you to everyone who let me call and have conversations with them about their favorite restaurants. We need to absolutely support these places and get out and continue to do that. We appreciate you listening to this episode of Food, Wine, and Whiskey in Your Own Backyard. And until our next episode, enjoy your next pour.